Good morning, students. Last time I discussed with you about how to find out the number of electrons, protons, and neutrons. What is the symbolical notation? What are the constituents of particles? Then we discussed in detail in 9th class about the Thomson model, Rutherford model, and limitations of Rutherford model. Today I am going to discuss about the Bohr's model of the atom that we discussed very briefly in 9th class. Now, today we discuss in detail and the numericals involved related to the postulates of Bohr's model of an atom. And the first postulate is electron revolve around the nucleus. Thus, positive charge heavy body present at the center of an atom is called as nucleus. The electron revolve around the nucleus on a circular path called as orbit or shell, energy level or discrete energy state, etc. What is the representation? General representation small n. The values of n are 1, 2, 3, 4. Or designations are K, L, M, N. For first shell, K shell or first shell. Second shell or L shell. Third shell or M shell. And fourth shell N shell. Why we call the orbits as shell or energy level or discrete energy states? Because the electron present in a particular orbit has fixed amount. The electron present in a K shell have different energy from that of electron present in the L shell. All the electron present in L shell have same energy, and the energy of electron present in L shell is different from that of M as well as K shell. How much amount is the energy? En is equal to minus 2.18 plus minus 18 Z square per N square. This is joule per atom, and for mole minus 1312 Z square per N square. N is the shell number. For K, N is equal to L2, N3, and so on. And Z is the atomic number. Be careful, Bohr's formula is only applicable for one electron system. It is applicable for hydrogen atom, but not for helium. It is applicable for helium 1 positive. It is not applicable for lithium. It is applicable lithium 2 positive. That is the limitation. It is not applicable for multi-electron system. So if we increase the value of N, the negative value decreases. The negative value increases, the energy increases. And that is why we mentioned these shells are arranged in increasing energy level. K shell has less energy than L, L has less energy than M, and so on. And if the electrons are infinite, then it has no energy, no attraction or repulsion between them. Since the energy is fixed, as long as electron stays in this orbit, it will neither emit nor absorb. तो फिर किस ढंग से एनर्जी लेवल डेवलप करेगा? The only way an electron emits or absorbs energy when electron jumps from higher energy level to lower energy level and vice versa. Suppose I would like to shift an electron from K shell to M shell. M shell has higher energy. The extra amount of energy should be provided to the electron present in the K shell. If one would like to shift the electron from M shell to L shell, L has lower energy, then extra amount of energy goes to surrounding. The only way the electron emits or not energy when electron jumps from higher to lower, lower to higher. How much energy is liberated? That is given delta is equal to EF minus EI. If the sign comes out to negative, then it is exothermic, energy is released, positive and what is the wavelength birth frequency? We can find out from here. Nu bar is equal to 1 upon then the R 1 upon NF square minus NI square. I stand for initial, I stand for 5 centimeters. R is Rydberg's constant. How to remember the value of this one? Right, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 centimeters. This is the value of Rydberg's constant. If you would like to find out the value of frequency, multiply this value with velocity of light. But in that case, the velocity of light should be 3.0 into 10 to the power 10 centimeter per second. Why? The Rydberg constant is per centimeter. That's right. Don't put the value 3.10, that is in a 10 raised power 8. That is the value in meter per second. But here you have to put the value in centimeters. Similarly, you can find out the value, how much energy is liberated. Large number of numericals are involved on the basis of this formula. Sometimes delta is provided to you. Then you have to find out what is the value of one I, F and I. Sometimes F and I is provided to you, you have to find out this one. Sometimes delta E and F is provided to you, you have to find out I. Sometimes I is provided to you, delta is provided, you have to find out NF. To what state it shifts to. But sometimes you will get the value in fractions. Then your answer will be the nearest whole number. Suppose the NF comes also 3.83. So you will write it as 4. But if it is 3.13, write it as 3. Because the shells are not in fraction. First shell, second shell, third shell, fourth shell, fifth shell. Similarly, sometimes wavelengths of frequencies provided, you have to find out Ni, Nf and so on. But be careful, this formula is only applicable for one electron system, not multi-electron system. You can also find out the radius. R is equal to R0 and square by Z. What is the value of R0? 52.9 picometer. If the hydrogen electron present in first shell, that is 1 square is 1 by 1, then this comes out to 52. But if the electron is present for hydrogen in second shell, we provide some energy to second shell. Then here 2 square multiplied with 2, 4, 3. Similar for helium, Z is then 2, and so on. Velocity of electron in a particular shell, you can also find it out using this formula, Z by N, and velocity V0 is 2.19 meters per 8 centimeters per second. Large number of numericals are available in your textbooks. Find it out. Solve all these numericals. The angular momentum of an electron is whole number multiple of h upon 2 pi. H is Planck's constant, and the value of h is 6.626 into 10 raised to power minus 34 joule second. Generally, we write as 6.10 minus 34, 4.023 will not make large difference in the calculations. H is Planck's constant. This is Planck's constant. H1 ambient. What are the advantages? On the basis of this, we can justify the energy of electron in the atom is always negative. Whatever the value of 10, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatsoever, the value remains negative. And our concept also justifies as long as the electron is the part of an atom, as long as electron is a part of atom, the energy of electron should be negative. Because the energy of electron at infinite distance from the nucleus is 0. When it approaches towards the nucleus, it emits energy. When the electron approaches towards the nucleus, it emits energy. At certain stage, it comes under the attractive influence of a nucleus. And when their attraction takes place, the energy is released. Out of 0, the energy is released, means the net result is negative. The electron is always under the hold of a nucleus, and that is the energy of electron should be negative, which is justified. Hydrogen spectrum, that we will discuss next time. Quantization of energy. Different shells have different energy. As a fixed amount of energy is released or absorbed. That is called as quantization of energy. It means it is not possible an electron emits any amount of energy or absorbs any amount of energy. No. Energy difference between the shell that will be emitted or absorbed. Just like in a ladder, in order to move upward, you have to apply energy either so that you can reach up to this step or this step. Not here. Here. That is called as quantity. Similarly, when we move downward, not यानी कि कितना कहीं पे पैर को नीचे जा जाएगी, इसे हम कहते हैं क्वांटाइजेशन ऑफ एनर्जी। रेडियस के बारे में बताओ, स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ एटम के बारे में बताओ, काफी इंफॉर्मेशन है। आज की डेट में भी जो बोर्स ने रेडियस बताया हाइड्रोजन का वही वैलिड है, सारी मॉडर्न थ्योरी। लेकिन एडवांटेज है तो लिमिटेशंस है। वैलेंसी ने बताया है, ऑर्बिटल ने बताया है, मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मेशन ने बताया है, शेप ऑफ मॉलिक्यूलर ऑर्बिटल ने बताया है, डी ब्रोगली प्रिंसिपल ने बता रहा है, हेसेनबर्ग प्रिंसिपल ने बता रहा है, जीमेन इफेक्ट बता रहा है, स्टार इफेक्ट ने बता रहा है। व्हाट इज जीमेन इफेक्ट? स्प्लिटिंग ऑफ ए सिंगल लाइन इनटू मल्टीप्लेक्स in a magnetic field, and star effect is splitting of single line into multiplex in electric field. We cannot explain on the basis that we will discuss later on. So let us discuss some of the miracles based upon this concept. First is find the radius of Bohr's fifth orbit of hydrogen atom, but that is not present in a first shell. Normally, electron is 1. It should be at first shell, but now there is 1/5 orbit. And for helium-1 posting, because for formula is applicable for one electron system, not multiple. Helium-1 posting, 1 electron. Helium-2, helium-1 posting, 1 electron. But in that case, the electron is present in the third shell. We have to find out the radius. So we have to use this formula. R is equal to R n square by Z. For hydrogen, Z is 1. Shell is 5. 5 square is 25. 52.9 into 25. This much is the answer. 1322.5 picometer. Second is third orbit for helium-1 posting. R0 is same, and 3 square 9. Z for helium is 2, so this value comes out to be 238.05. That is, these values are calculated on the basis of what formula. In the same way, ionization helium-1 positive. Ionization energy means you will remove the electron from the atom completely. No interaction between the electron and the nucleus at infinite distance. Find the energy of first stationary state of lithium-2 positive. First stationary state, lithium-2 positive contains one electron, it should be present in the first shell. Here value is positive, you have removed the electron. But what is the value for first stationary form? Helium-1 positive, right? The sign negative. In such type of numerical, you just divide the value of z square whose value is given and multiply whose value is to calculate. हमें lithium-2 positive का कैलकुलेट करना है, z स्क्वायर ऑफ lithium-2 positive का मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए और हीलियम पे z स्क्वायर से डिवाइड कर देते हैं, उसका दिया हुआ है। अच्छा, किसी के भी जिसका दिया है उसके z स्क्वायर से डिवाइड कर दो, जिसका कैलकुलेट z स्क्वायर से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो। अगर आयनेशन एनर्जी है तो साइन नेगेटिव नहीं होगा, अगर विद इन एन एटम है तो साइन नेगेटिव रहता है, क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन अगर न्यूक्लियस के होल्ड में है तो वैल्यू नेगेटिव होगी। तो यहाँ से सॉल्व करके आया -13.629। अगर यही वैल्यू मुझे इसके लिए आयनेशन एनर्जी क्या था, क्या अंतर आता, क्या डिफरेंस आता, ये साइन नेगेटिव का लिखता तो आपको इलेक्ट्रॉन को रिमूव कर दिया। कैलकुलेट द एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड टू रिमूव इलेक्ट्रॉन। नेक्स्ट, कैलकुलेट द एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड टू रिमूव इलेक्ट्रॉन फॉर हाइड्रोजन फ्रॉम सेकंड शेल, इट इज नॉट इन द फर्स्ट शेल। रिमूव कर दिया, बहुत दूर भेज दिया, अब न्यूक्लियस के साथ कोई अट्रैक्शन नहीं है, तो फाइनल स्टेट इज इनफाइनाइट। And mention the longest wavelength for the removal of this electron. तो वही -218 फाइनल स्क्वायर माइनस इनिशियल स्क्वायर। तो फाइनल कहाँ से पहुंचाना है? इंफिनिटी। चला कहाँ से? सेकेंड शेल से। तो 1.8 तो माइनस माइनस पॉजिटिव 2 का स्क्वायर 4, जेड का वैल्यू 1, तो 1 का स्क्वायर क्या होगा? 1 ही। तो इस अल्टीमेटली माइनस माइनस पॉजिटिव और से डिवाइड करके ये वैल्यू आ गई। अगर पर मोल निकालना चाहते हो तो ये फार्मूला यूज करते हो, इसको पॉजिटिव कर दोगे, नेगेटिव साइन आ जाएगा, नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव रहेगा, आपको एनर्जी मिलती है। एनर्जी किसके बराबर होगी? hc/λ। तो h न्यू होता है, न्यू इज इक्वल टू c/λ। 9th में पढ़ा हुआ फिजिक्स के अंदर। h इज प्लैंक्स कांस्टेंट, तो उसकी वैल्यू डेल्टा ही तो हमें पता है 5.45 10⁻19 वो रख दिया। h की वैल्यू क्या है? 10.6 - 34। c वेलोसिटी ऑफ लाइट, क्योंकि ये जूल में है तो एसए सिस्टम है तो यहाँ पे वैल्यू मीटर्स में वाली है। 3 लैम्डा मुझे कैलकुलेट करना है और इसको अल्टीमेटली रीअरेंज करके हमारा आंसर आ जाता है 3.65 × 7 मीटर। ऐसे कभी कभी लिमिटिंग वर्ड यूज करेगा तो आप लोग इनफाइनाइट पे पहुंचा देना उसको, जहां से चला वो देख लेंगे। कुछ और भी न्यूमेरिकल करेंगे जब हाइड्रोजन स्पेक्ट्रम है उसमें लिमिटिंग वर्ड आएगा, उसके अंदर हम यही फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे। आज आपने घर पे इस ना के रदरफोर्ड मॉडल को लर्न करना है, इसके मेथड करने हैं, इसके अलावा जो मैंने इसका कंसेप्ट दिया है वो भी लर्न करना है कि why the energy of electron in atom is always negative, what do you mean by quantization of energy, उसको भी लर्न करना है आपने, और व्हाट इज स्पेक्ट्रम एंड स्पेक्ट्रा उसको भी बुक से